I imagine, Beth, when did I go out? Because I went to come back right after I told the story of Mount Disappointment, why it was named that, and then it said I was offline. So I'll make this long story short. It was named Mount Disappointment because there were so many disappointments by the people that were going up there, and then when they got up there, the view was all blocked by trees, and one of them suffered a groin injury, and it had disappointment after disappointment, so they decided to name it Mount Disappointment. Really, that was the reason. It went off. When did it go off? What was I on the Mount Disappointment, the name of it at the time? Can you let me know that? Oh, okay, Beth. It was a service interruption. A service interruption, yes. What do you mean a service interruption? My internet went out. My internet went out. I don't know what it was. I was hoping it wasn't a maintenance thing. Did everything go off on internet? No, it was just me, right? You heard none of that, Carolyn? What is the last thing that you heard? What's the last thing that you heard? The last thing that you heard. Yay, I'm back to Wanda. What's the last thing that you heard? Just tell me. Please. Kevin. Surprised to see you here. But you'd still be horizontal. Okay, so what's the last thing that anybody heard? It had to be close to the Mount Disappointment name because I had checked in before that. Okay, thank you, Painted Black. So I'll tell you just real quick about how it got its name, okay? It got its name, it's a 2,600 feet tall mountain, is nestled 2,600 feet tall, nestled in the southern end of the Great Dividing Range. It's an hour drive from Melbourne. It is the traditional land of the Kulin Nation, which is the Aboriginal Australians. Ancient stone weapons have been found there, but how did such a spectacular mountain in Australia get to be known as Mount Disappointment? Well, let me tell you. A 27-year-old Army lieutenant named George Montage Wheeler had a bold plan to map the whole of the United States west of the 100th meridian. There is a north-south line that runs through Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas. As part of the mission, Wheeler appointed a group of surveyors in order to carry out the survey. Wheeler's men dragged heavy equipment up mountains. They trekked for days. Many of them got sick due to the high altitudes, but they didn't give up. Two of his explorers, Hamilton Hume and William Hovell, climbed up a tall mountain just to get to the view of the Port Phillip Bay. That's a horse-shaped bay on the central coastline of Victoria. After making the arduous climb to reach the summit, Hume and Hovell hoped to finally witness the distant Port Phillip Bay, but hey, the many trees blocked their view, which resulted in utter disappointment. In addition to that disappointment, the entire party of surveyors had to put a 5-day halt to their mission because Hume suffered a painful injury in his groin, ended up facing a lot of pain. After experiencing one disappointment after another, Hamilton Hume and William Hovell decided to immortalize their disappointment by naming this Australian peak, Mount Disappointment. So yes, it got its name from a tantrum thrown by the surveyors. So there you go. There you go. That's where it got its name. Mount Disappointment. Okay. And now on to take care of Maya. Her dad took the stand today. And if Two Scooter is here, I wonder how she drove people crazy. He did not have his cross today. You know, the lawyer for the family actually asked, he said that I'll be calling him back. Could he possibly have the cross after that? And the judge was like, no, absolutely not. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. But he took this stand and he told about, you know, from the very beginning they asked him again about his wife, you know, because I guess she is very direct. And as we've heard many witnesses say, very direct, no filter, like she calls it as she sees it. She says it as she sees it. And to some, they could think that's rude or whatnot. And they're trying to get, I think, the point across that if anybody has heard her act like this, that's just the way she is. So they went over that part. And then they went over that Maya was conceived through in vitro fertilization, and it took a lot of time, and then the son Kyle just came along, but then after birth Kyle had issues, and we've talked about it before, about the platelets that he needed, and that the mother checked herself out of the hospital, he said a couple of hours after giving birth, to go to the hospital where Kyle was taken to, and eventually giving him her platelets. Okay, he spoke about had the kids attending Polish school in the beginning, and they asked him, are they still speaking Polish now? And he said, well, Kyle's really lost a lot of it, and Maya, you know, she retained more of it, but not really. They talked about her asthma and talked about, you know, things that would make her scream, like droplets of water, or even just putting a sheet on her leg, and she was in this constant pain. And then they started to bring about this timeline of these hospitalizations in between June and July of 2015. She was hospitalized 3 times. And it's worse than that. Shortly after that, she was put on oxycodone and other medications. Just, I mean, a 9-year-old, talking about a 9-year-old on something like that actually changes the brain. They're putting this 9-year-old on it who has a developing brain. Just crazy. At one point, he said they just wanted to keep putting her on pain medication, and he said, we don't want any more pain medication. But they did give her this pain medication and muscle relaxers and other things. So he talked about his life as a fighter and his line of work, and about his wife's line as an infusion nurse, and who had more medical knowledge. And she did. There's the couple. He said, and I quote, this is a quote from his testimony, you know, your child is not going to fake this and not play with friends outside and just sit around and watch your body deteriorate. Along with that, you don't put lesions on your body yourself. Beata started doing a bunch of research. It brought her to Dr. Anthony Kirkpatrick for an evaluation. Again, another quote from his testimony. He was asking questions, and it was like, yeah, it was the first time we are hearing somebody ask us questions, and it seemed like he was on to something. And Dr. Kirkpatrick, of course, is the one that prescribed that ketamine and that ketamine coma that they had to go to Mexico for. Again, here's another quote from the father's testimony. He explained the procedure. He talked about it's been around for quite a long time. He mentioned it's used for many things and it's safe. There is the side effect when they're coming out of it, is a hallucination for a short time, but then everything is back to normal. Yeah, it sounded horrific when I watched the documentary. So scary. Maya's dad then told the jury that he saw Maya slowly returning to herself. But we know that the staff at Johns Hopkins disagreed with the ketamine. And they also thought that Maya was the victim of a mother with Munchausen's by proxy. And it was reported to the state, and then she was remanded into the state's custody. She was not allowed to see her mother for 87 days, at which time Beata took her life. And the jurors were read 2 notes that Maya's mother left behind before she took her own life. She left 1 note for her family and another note for the judge overseeing the custody decision. In the note, Beata said the judge destroyed her family and marriage and caused the family to go bankrupt because he kept her away from Maya. The retired Sarasota County Sheriff's Office Detective Jarek Zalzbriak detailed what he took away from the notes from Beata, and he was on the stand too earlier. So the father is still going to be, has to have the cross-examination by the lawyers from the hospital. Now this guy over here, he explained about how he found Beata, okay, because when she took her life, she left a note saying she could no longer take the pain from being away from her daughter, being treated like a criminal. And they talked about that saline IV that was in her arm. And that, remember, that they can't find now. They think the coroner had it, the funeral home had it. I don't know what's, up with that, but let me just get this 1 second. I want to just get his testimony up here. I had, like I said, I had a crazy day today, and then I've not been able to concentrate so much after hearing the news about my brother, so please bear with me here. Okay. My gosh, will you stop with the stupidity of this thing right here? Okay, so let's see. So Detective Jarek Zalbarak said this, meaning the notes, what he took away from them. This gives us a really good clue as to what she was going through emotionally, the depression, being in pain, emotional pain, and no longer can take that pain. The defense attorneys for John Hopkins are focused on Maya's continued pain and questioning whether the ketamine was even truly helping her. Based on her condition the day before all children's, Maya was going to be sick with crippling pain for a while, asked a defense attorney. Correct. She will be sick with crippling pain for most of her life, said Dr. Chopra. And that was Thursday. She did not respond to the ketamine given to her 2 days before that, and then she had abdominal pain, said the doctor. Because the ketamine failed, the attorney questioned. That episode failed, said Dr. Chopra. So I don't know. I mean, when I'm watching this, I am seeing like the people are like, oh, the judge is biased towards the hospital. And then there's others that may feel like how Scooter feels. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that are odd about the whole thing. I mean, I found out today that this child got, what is it, oxycodone or Oxycontin? I don't know which one it was. Sharon, do you remember which one it was? Either one. Strong opioids like that for a 9-year-old. That's crazy. I don't know. Thank you, Tawanda. So, yeah. So I had planned to, I watched like some of it before my bike ride and planned to watch a lot later, but I think I couldn't really just keep going over that. She was probably already addicted to opiates. Yes, I know, Tawanda. She was so sad, and that they will change your brain. And she's got this developing little brain, and she was just, I think that poor little girl was done wrong in so many ways. So many ways. So, I don't know, yeah. Yeah, the pain is real, but they actually say the best course of action for this painted black is exercise. And I've seen the studies, and it's ultimately what she ended up doing, and she's in better shape now than she was after these ketamine comas and all that stuff. So yeah, 9 years old. I don't think any, I mean, it's horrible stuff. So anyway, what time is it? Am I over? Oh, I left my watch over there. I'm supposed to be in my other live? Okay, we have to go off to the other live. I'll do a redirect. 9 years old, Kevin? I don't know. Okay. Let's do a redirect. And we're going to go talk about some of the... What's going on? It says I don't have a live upcoming. Do you guys show an upcoming live? Now, it might be because I... Hold on. I do have one. It's not letting me put the redirect, so you guys are going to have to... I don't know why. Let me give you the link. I'll put the link in the chat. And you can just... make sure you get there. Oh gosh, don't tell me. Oh no. Kevin, why is it showing? It's showing that it's already on or something. What is that about? Oh no. What happened? All right, hang on. Don't go anywhere yet, because I'm going to have to create a new one. I don't understand. 110 people watched it, but what was on it? I don't get it. Okay, I'm just going to have to, hold on. I don't know what that was. That's probably when the internet went out and it just went to that one. I don't know what it did. All right, let me make a new one. This is so stupid. Now none of my links will work. I can't stand when this stuff happens. I have to go back and fix my links. All right, stay where you are because I'm going to make a new one and redirect you. It'll take just a second though. All my links will be all shot and I'll have to redo my links. All right. So I want to go schedule my stream. And I want to do that, reuse that. Okay. Oh, we're just going to use this one. Next, next, next. Done. Now I can redirect you, and then I'm just going to have to change my links and all that business. Okay. Okay, so we've got edit this time. Well, yeah, but there was also my new one was split up. My new one. All right, I'm going to be able to redirect you guys now. No, it's not letting me redirect. What is going on? Did I hit the... I am getting so confused. My thing is here. Oh, for some reason it's on private. That's why. No, because I put the other one on private that for some reason went on. So let me unprivatize this. Oh my goodness. This is so crazy. You want to do this totally public. Okay, save. Now, let's try this again. Redirect. Still don't think I put it on. Okay, it's on public. It's on for 105. For some reason, let it try it one more time. It will not let me add it. It just wants to be a little jerk. So I'm going to, hold on. Oh my gosh, it's being such a jerk. What is wrong with this? All right, share. Copy. All right, try to see. You're just going to have to go to this one because it will not let me. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Is glitching or I don't know what's going on, but here's where we're going, okay? Right there. Okay, and I'll see you over there, please. And we'll have more to talk about.